What's up guys, my name is John and in today's video I'm going to be explaining the difference between stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. This video is just to teach you guys the basics, the stuff that they should be teaching everybody in school. I own all of these types of investments in my investment portfolio, and so I wanted to explain the nuances and small differences between all of them. I'm not a financial advisor, so what I'm telling you isn't investment advice. I'm not pushing a specific product. I'm just trying to share some general knowledge. Guys, on my channel, I'll be doing a lot of wealth and finance related topics, so if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Also, if you guys could take a quick millisecond and hit that like button down below, really helps the channel out so much. Really helps us get seen by more people on YouTube. So what is a stock? A stock is a fractional ownership in a company, a share of a company. If you own a stock, that means that you are officially a shareholder. By owning a stock, you are owning a piece of a company. Granted, it's a very small piece. A company like Microsoft, for instance, has billions of shares out there. And being a shareholder in a company is very powerful because sometimes you have the ability to vote on company decisions, and other times, if the company is making a profit, that will entitle you to a dividend, aka payments from the company for owning shares of their stock. Stocks are used by companies to raise capital, and they can be traded either privately or publicly. If and when a stock goes public, they have their initial public offering or IPO. That's when you're able to trade the stock from certain stock exchanges. For instance, the New York Stock Exchange being one of the most well-known stock exchanges in the world. And as the stock hits the stock market, aka the public area where everybody can buy and sell stocks, the price of a particular stock in a company will fluctuate over time. And how much a stock is perceived to be worth varies on a lot of factors, from things like leadership to competitors to quarterly profits and innovation. What does the company offer to the sector, to the world, and what sort of gives them a competitive edge? And do they have a good future outlook? All of these things matter when it comes to stock price and the perceived value of the market in regards to a stock. Other things will affect stock prices. For instance, if a company decides it wants to start buying up its own stocks to reduce the amount of shares that are publicly owned. Alternatively, the company can say that our stock price is too high and we want to make it more accessible to the run-of-the-mill trader. And so they will do what's called a split. The valuation is the same, however, they are dividing up the total pieces of the company, reducing the price of any one particular share, allowing more investors the ability to buy and sell the stock. So in order to buy stocks, in order to buy little pieces of all of these companies out there, you have to go through a broker or a brokerage firm. In the past, it used to be a bit more exclusive and a little more difficult to buy and sell and trade stocks. However, nowadays we have democratized the process. We have all these apps like Robinhood or Webull or E-Trade, which allow the run-of-the-mill everyday person to become an investor in the stock market and actually claim a stake of certain companies that they like, they enjoy, that they believe will be profitable in the future. So now that you guys have an idea of what stocks are, let me talk to you about bonds.
I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond.
With a bond, you are essentially loaning a company, a private institution, a government organization money, and they will pay you a set interest rate for a certain amount of years. And when this bond matures, they will return your initial investment. Bonds are different than stocks because with stocks, you own a small fractional portion of the company or whatever you're investing in. With bonds, you do not own a portion of the company. You are essentially getting an IOU from whoever you're lending your money to. Bonds are typically seen as safer, longer term investments than stocks, and since they are safer, you may not find the same high returns as stocks if you are putting your money into bonds. Another confounding issue with bonds is you have to wait years or sometimes even decades for the bond to mature. As people reach retirement age, more and more of their portfolio goes into bonds, and some bonds, for instance, if you invest in your own municipality or state local government, then those bonds could be tax advantaged or tax free, the income that you earn from them, depending on what state you live in. So there are some tax advantages and other reasons why people would invest in bonds rather than stocks. Somebody's portfolio is not 100% bonds, just as it might not be 100% stocks. Usually there is a mix of the two. The principal amount is how much money the bond is worth. The coupon rate or the interest rate is what percentage annually is the loaner going to be paying you, and usually that payment is paid out twice a year. And just how you and I have a credit score, the companies and organizations that are giving out bonds are also rated by these independent agencies, and they give these bonds a grade. And so there do exist things like junk bonds, aka speculative bonds. It's a higher likelihood that you will lose money if you invest with these people. Higher risk, higher reward is the name of the game. Mutual funds are offered by investment companies, and they're oftentimes a mix of cash, stocks, bonds, and other investments. The advantage of a mutual fund is that these funds are usually created by investment companies and actively managed by professionals. So you have companies like Vanguard, TD Ameritrade, Schwab, Fidelity. Mutual funds are usually popular for investment accounts and retirement accounts because as you age, the fund becomes less and less risky. And you're paying a small annual fee to a fund manager so that they can maximize the amount of profits that you're earning from the mutual fund, and so that they determine the proper allocation of all the assets in this mutual fund. The mutual funds are divided into shares and sold to people at a price, and as you're purchasing shares of the mutual fund, you are collecting more and more of the assets within that total portfolio. And lastly, guys, we have ETFs. ETFs stand for Exchange Traded Funds, and these funds track commodities, bonds, an entire sector, a region of the world, or maybe even a whole stock index like the S&P 500. And the advantage of investing in ETFs is once again diversification. Just like mutual funds, the advantage is that you are not picking and choosing one individual stock, but rather you're getting a whole bunch of stocks when you purchase this one unit. Say you really like pharmaceutical companies, you think that they're going to do really well in the future, but you don't exactly know which pharmaceutical company you want to invest in. Well, you could find an ETF that has all of the large pharmaceutical companies found in the United States, or all of the large global pharmaceutical companies. And as the pharmaceutical sector does well and the stock prices and the valuations of these companies go up, the amount of money you have in this ETF will go up. And as it goes down, it will go down. ETFs are usually not actively managed like mutual funds are, and so you find less fees with ETFs, but you still gain a lot of diversification. Likewise, ETFs, you can trade them throughout the day. The price fluctuates throughout the day, just like the stock market. But with mutual funds, the price of the mutual fund is calculated near the end of the trading day, and it is set for the remainder of the day, and then the following day, the price will change whether it's up or down. There's less fluctuation and variability with mutual funds. Guys, I hope this beginner introduction helped you guys out. If you're interested in getting started with the stock market, check the video description down below for some links. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button down below. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I'm going to be releasing even more wealth and finance related topics out there in the future. And as always, stay safe out there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.